Hi, Luminaires. How is everybody doing today? I hope you are doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for showing up live. This is our October 2024 energy update. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium. My passion on this channel is taking larger spiritual concepts and simplifying them, bringing them down to something that we can use every day and making it digestible. If that's something that you really like, come on back by or just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and notification bell so that you can know when we go live and have deeper topics on all things spiritual. So hello to everybody that's here. It's so nice to have you. Okay, we're going to be doing some trance channeling today. Before we begin, I'd like to get a mic check on myself as well as the lovely Colleen Ziegler, who is off camera.
Hi, everyone.
Yay, that's her. Let us know if you can hear us both by typing in 2 Ys in the chat thread. I do this because when we're working with energy, sometimes it takes over the electronics. We are about to receive a Category 1 hurricane here in Atlanta, Georgia, but I think everything should be fine for the weather as we're doing our update. If not, if we get disconnected or anything happens, do know that we will come back at a later date and give you the full information on October's energy. And it seems really appropriate for us to start off with like hurricane energy for October. Okay, so much to say. If you want to know more about what I'm offering or what I'm doing these days, please look at the description below or kindly go to the website, jamiebutlermedium.com, and sign up for the newsletter. We are, I say we, myself and spirits and energy, we're bringing 21 days of Reiki healing back to the table. So if it's something that you're interested in, which I find interesting, Maitland mentioned this energy coming up around the 25th of October, and she calls it peace and harmony. Peace and harmony rolls in that day. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is exactly what we just named our 21 days of healing energy like 3 weeks ago. And noticing a lot of common themes here, which is really nice. Okay, it's very hard for me to stay awake and conscious as I'm about to channel. It's just easier to check out. As I get ready, get calm, settle in. If you're someone who likes to take notes, grab your pencil and paper, or simply keep your calendar open and you can type in dates right into your own calendar that you use. We also have other classes coming up with energy and healing. So Reiki 1, 2, and 3 are happening. Reiki 1 in October, Reiki 2 in November. Yeah, I'm really not in my body. And level 3 in December. To learn more about that, please go to the website. It's just amazing, and I love teaching it and talking about it. If you're looking at practicing your clairvoyant skills and you want to see energy, check out the right side of my body. That's this side between my ear and my shoulder, not the wall, but just up here. Relax your body, keep your eyes open. I know you're even on a computer. You're not here in person, but my lovely friend Segura is. So we do have a little bit of a group here, but check out this side and just relax your eyes, keep them open, don't blink. Sometimes you can even see it on camera as well. I'll say my goodbyes now because I won't get to at the end. Thank you so much for being here. And honestly, if you like these kind of updates, oh my goodness, I didn't even mention Maitland. Where am I? Out of body. If you like these kind of updates, please share it with a friend. So my guide Maitland is going to come in, and she is youthful, playful, childlike energy and all of that. And if it's something that you vibe with, you're going to have a really good time. But if you're wanting information to be delivered real dry, very serious, this probably isn't where you're going to find your match. We tend to make lighthearted, and have fun doing so. Okay, with that said, it's not woo-woo. It's all true. And I will see you later. Okay, that was a lot of words. This is where I wish we weren't live and we could just like cut out my ramble of trying to process like what's happening energetically. Oh, and now it's hot. Okay, here we go.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yep.
They coach me down. My energy's like.
It is hot though.
Oh my God, go in the hall, turn the air on. Please, we're not going to sit in this. I'm flushed everything. Okay, here we go. Check the spot. Enjoy October's energy update. Okay. Hi. This is the microphone. Hi. Hello, everyone. It is hot in here. Hi. My name is Maitland, Maitland, and I'm here because I'm going to talk to you about October's energy update. Yay! Right? Isn't that what you're saying right now? Oh, go ahead and get your pen and paper because there's some things that you really want to take note of, or you can just put it right into your calendar. So keep that near you. Okay, I like to name all the months, and this month I'm going to name it Deep Shifts. Because it's funny too, because this month is pretty wild. You know how we've talked about different timelines and how different timelines are kind of merging together for you, like you have memory and connection to other aspects of you, but you haven't known enough, like you didn't think you lived it. Anyways, it shows up like memories and you're like, I've been here before. This is kind of very similar. Well, now that we're looking at giving overviews of a month and looking at energy, so we have to kind of talk to wherever you are in your spiritual awareness, because some of you who are just beginning your path, actually, it's not even about beginning. Some of you on your spiritual path are very good about looking at where you are currently in this incarnation and really powerful about manifesting everything in this incarnation. And some of you are in this body, but you're also pulling from other lifetimes of yours. And so your energy, it kind of looks like it has like wings to it because your consciousness is connected to other sources. And then some of you are just like living in your higher consciousness and linked to all of your incarnations. And you just look like an umbrella. Like woof, like you cover everything. And so the way I'm going to talk about this month is a little bit staggered in that way. And it's all of you, though. All of you are going to experience very deep shifts. And I would say for the month of October, you don't really want to make a lot of plans. You kind of want to go with the flow. You want to be open. You want to be receptive. You want to just like be easy about it and go with the flow. Because as soon as you make a plan, I promise October is going to remind you that you shouldn't have made any plans. So just keep them TBA. Isn't that what you call it? To be announced. Just keep it soft. And it's not about you making plan Bs for everything or an escape for anything. It's not like that. It's just keep it soft and open that things are going to change. And deep change and reflection is happening in October. So I like to break everything down by weeks. So I'll talk about week 1, and then I'm also going to get in and talk about what kind of chakras are going to be challenged, supported, and needed, and what kind of crystals or stones that you can use to support those chakras and how you can use them around your bed to grid them. And then I'll get into what kind of essential oil, and then what kind of spirit animal, and what kind of sound and hertz is going to go along with the energy of the month. But don't worry, you don't have to use all of that information. It's just you pick and you choose. You pick what resonates with you and then you stick with that, and that's what's helpful. So that's why I give many options, not to overwhelm you, but so that you have choice. Week number 1 starts off with da-da-da-da-dun. I wish I had the drum roll. Do drum roll. Solar eclipse. Ba-ba-bum. Isn't it fun? Solar eclipse with a new moon. And that energy it's very unique. It's like taking your solar plexus and doing a deep spring cleaning in the middle of October. Like right at the fall, you're going to do a spring clean. You're going to scoop everything out of your solar plexus, which actually the solar plexus in October is being challenged and needed, is doing double duty. So you want to scoop this energy out and you want to look at it and you want to say, like, who am I? What are my behaviors? What am I doing? What are my action bits? And are my actions actually linked to my higher purpose? And if they're not, guess what? You can stop it. You can just stop it. Just don't do it anymore. And then make sure that all of the actions and personality traits, characteristics, and behaviors that you are pushing forward are in alignment to your higher self. And you want to look at like this energy with the solar eclipse, it's bringing forward all the seeds that you laid down for March and April. So that's like 6 months ago. So roll back in your calendar and look at what you were doing then, because whatever you were thinking of doing was planted and now it's growing. For some of you, it's going to complete in October. For the rest of you, it's just going to show itself. And you're going to go, oh, I thought it was like not going to happen. And now here it is in my hands. This is so exciting. And then you can move forward. But at this solar eclipse, it's also asking you, like, how do you show up in relationships? Like, how are you in your business relationship, your intimate relationship, your friendship relationship? And how are you in relationship to what you want to manifest? And you have to identify what that is and decide what you need to let go and what you need to hold on that's anew, because you have those new beginnings that are going to be supported in this this next 6 months coming. So you're laying seeds at the same time that you're enjoying the rewards of the seeds you laid 6 months ago. And this laying of the seeds is connection and relationships, even in like how you behave, like in social media. If that's really not supporting who you are, stop doing it. Like, you're gonna shed off some of these 3D, like, little dust particles that are still stuck to you as you're climbing into a more 5D aspect of living. Like, what does that really mean? It just means as you're getting deeper into your spiritual evolution and you realize there's still some smaller aspects that you have in your life that you don't really enjoy, this energy coming in on the second and the solar eclipse is telling you it's okay. Let it go. Like, just let it go. And then it's funny because it's followed up with, like, on the 5th and the 6th, some kind of frustration energy, because it's like you had this aha moment with a ton of light coming in, and then you realize everything that you kind of want to shift and do and change, and you want it instantly. And then a few days afterwards, it's really frustrating because you can't apply it that fast. And then so I tell you, on the 7th day, put it in your calendar, on the 7th day, it's a day of calm. It's a down day. It's a day of relaxation. It's a day, like, if you ever wanted to play hooky from something, play hooky on this day and just say, okay, everything that I just did and learned from the solar eclipse and all the seeds that I planted and everything that I'm trying to shift action wise on the 7th day. Do you see how it kind of sounds funny to say it like that too? On the 7th day, a day of rest is where you can just kind of lay back and just anchor into those thoughts a little bit more. So if you're someone who likes to really do a ritual or routine during solar eclipse, what I would say this time is get a nice full jar of water, one that has a lid that you can close up. And I prefer glass because you want the sun to shine on it for wherever you are in the world. Even if you're not in the path of the solar eclipse, you'll still have solar eclipse energy because that's what's occurring that day. And you set the water out in the sun. And if you have amber, this is kind of like a red amber, but I would really like the more yellowish amber. And you put that next to the water, or if you can, you put it under the jar of water. And you charge it with the sunshine and amber, and then you make an elixir that way. And then you can take that water and you can dose it out a little bit throughout the rest of the month. You just take a dropper full and put it into, the 32 ounces that you're going to drink, for the morning. Or I don't know how much water people drink, but you're supposed to drink a lot. But you can also put it in your animal's water as well. And that's going to give all that energy of this, like, self-healing kind of energy, cleaning out the solar plexus, that strength that you're going to be looking for the rest of the month. Even as we get into week 2, it is still solar plexus centered. So if you're somebody who really likes crystals, I would say you can just keep your amber with you all the time. I would rather you keep your amber on your body and not put your amber around the bed. The bed energy is different. The amber is really good. I mean, you think about it, it takes like 30 million years for this stuff to be even made. Some people even call it like drops of sun or like God's tears, because it takes so long. And I know it's not really a crystal, it's fossilized tree sap. But the energy in it is all about, shh. Oh, did you feel it? That's what it does. It calms you down. And it gets you to apply a little bit more patience. And you want to have a little bit more breathing room with your thoughts for this month, because there are some crazy energies coming in, especially between two solars, between two eclipses, solar and lunar. You got these bookends of energy and you're in the eclipse season, and that energy is just like lifted. You wanted to hide it, but you can't really hide it because that energy will just kind of pull it out. So amber, what it does is it does a lot of protection, and it absorbs what you might call unfavorable energy or energy that you really don't want around yourself. And so when you carry it, if you go down negative thinking or you start beating yourself up mentally with your mental body and your thoughts, Amber can go, let me hold that for you as you practice how to change your outcome or say no to those things and grab hold of that which you really want to have in alignment to your highest health, wealth, and purpose, to your spiritual outcome. So hold on to that, Amber, all month. It doesn't have to be a big piece like this. It can be a tiny piece. Size doesn't matter when it comes to frequency. Small or large, you're going to end up with the same frequency. So as you come into week 2, a lot more creativity starts to happen, like some download information, ideas are popping. So if you're naturally a creative person, then on the 8th, 7th, well, 7th is more of a down day, but like the 8th and coming into the 9th, things start to really like become alive for you. So you might want to do some journaling on those days. This is like very exciting. And then when we get into the 9th, so the 9th is when Jupiter goes into retrospect. We normally talk about when Mercury goes is it retrospect?
Retrograde.
Retrograde. I knew it was a wrong word. Retrograde. So
Causes you to retrospect.
It causes you to
don't know.
retrospect. It's so funny. So Jupiter is going to do it. And so when Jupiter does this, it's more of like holding. It's more of not going like deeper or further. But it's a second clean out the solar plexus time and to really look at self, to look at self-identity and how it connects to others. Like, where are you in the thought of how to care for humanity, or where are you in the thought of how to show up with family or community? And some of those things will be looked at. And some of you will really enjoy this. And then others won't like this energy whatsoever. You'll feel like you're being held down. You'll feel like the energy has just stopped flowing. And that's because maybe you're not ready to go into an internal search and stay calmer. But those of you who are comfortable going inward and looking at self, you're going to find this energy very delicious. And it's like, oh, I can close the shades now. And now I'm going to come back into self and like sit with me. You'll love it so much. It's very healing. Then after that, we get into some really good times. Like there's a lot of optimism rolling in at the last half of the second week. Optimism, which leads into this compassion. So I pick day 15, kind of in the middle, almost in the middle, because there's 31 days and that would be like 15 and a half. But it's a day of compassion and you're going to get so much energy and it's going to come with like enthusiasm. It's kind of when you wake up from the 9th and you go, I'm ready to go out into the world and I'm ready to talk about it and show people. And so it starts to feel really good. And then the 15th just drops you right into the super full moon that also has a lunar eclipse. And so it's kind of like, wait, what? I was just getting the hang of things. And now like a rush of whole new energy is coming in. And so with this rush of energy, it's like, okay, we're going to look at some independence. We're going to look at how you're going to stand on your own. We're going to look at increasing your self-awareness. We're going to look at like on the 9th, when you do that introspect and you clean out your solar plexus again, there's like a lot of opportunity there to look at kind of like the baggage of what your subconscious is holding. Like when the subconscious, more and more now in your spiritual path, your subconscious is coming up to the surface. It's meeting your consciousness, not just when you go to sleep, but awake states. And so you're going to have time to filter through the subconscious and work with some of the loose ends, the baggage, the dust, the whatevers, if you have evers, that's in the subconscious. And so when the 17th comes and we have the lunar eclipse, then that's also going to help raise that awareness around the work that you want to do there. But it's not going to anchor it in the solar plexus. It's going to anchor it in the heart. Yay! The last 2 weeks of the month are anchored in the heart. The heart chakra is very much needed for the month of October. And I picked ruby fuchsite. Ruby fuchsite. You could use fuchsite alone. It's just green and different shades of green, but the little red circles and the dots, those are little speckles of ruby in it. I think it's one of the most prettiest things I've ever seen. Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. Okay, so when the lunar eclipse is happening and you want to get very heart-centered and you want to anchor your actions in your heart and ask yourself, how can I move forward in my life with what emotions I have? It's not how do I move forward with what I'm thinking and planning? What's my pro and con list? How do I know if I'm making a mistake or not a mistake? It's not that energy. So scoop that up and scoot it out and then get into what are my emotions? It's not how do I feel? Feelings are about the physical body. Emotions are emotional qualities. And you want to take those emotions and allow that energy to propel you to move forward. Forward launching, forward action. It's like after the 9th, when Jupiter does its big move backwards, that you start looking in the subconscious and everything, you start falling into a more positive energy. Like 13 is very optimistic, and then the 14th and 15th is just like staying more positive, but it's all leaning towards what is the future like? How can I future plan but stay very present? How do I put a connection out there that I am moving to that frequency but stay very grounded? So the lunar eclipse will help with that on the 17th. And then as you come off of that sweet emotional energy, all heart centered, you kind of end up, it's going to be one of my favorite days of the whole month. It's the 21st. So put that on your calendar, the 21st. It's like a day of daydreaming. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It's a day where like information is rolling in and you're awake and you're just like popping with these ideas and these colors and these thoughts. And it just seems very like soft and elusive. It doesn't like grab hold of you and interfere with your day, but it's a real sweet energy because it's going to launch you into the 4th week, which the 4th week is very interesting. The 4th week, no matter where you are, you're going to find yourself either feeling really weird. We'll talk about that. Or you're going to feel really tired. It's just too much. Or you're going to feel really inspired. And you're going to grab hold of all this energy and just go forth and conquer again, just like it felt on the 15th, right before the full moon. So you got a variety of choices. And for some of you who are clairsentient, very empathic, you might find yourself riding all 3. And so you're like, oh, I feel really weird right now. And now I feel really tired. And now I'm really inspired. And now it's just crazy. Like the energy on the 31st, I know I'm jumping ahead, but the energy on the 31st, that's the Halloween for some countries. I really like this day a lot. And this one is like imagination is like downloading and being poked and inspired to no end. And all of like the clairvoyance and the artists and the creatives out there are just going to be, this is the best day ever. And you're going to love it so much. You're going to love it so much. You're going to be producing art and words and poetry and things that just seem so on point. And you just want to hold that for the rest of your life. For those of you who don't enjoy a creative outlet, you're going to feel like you're nuts, like cuckoo nuts. And you'll probably just go for a walk and then just wonder, where am I? Look at that piece of grass. It's, and like you get lost in the grass and you go, oh my gosh, I think I'm falling apart. I might have a psychotic episode. It's not. The energy that's rushing in on the 4th week, think of it like a spiral and a swirl. And so as it comes in, you have these highs and lows. They're very interesting. So you get spots of it at the beginning. So like the 5th and 6th, after the solar, it gets a little frustrating. And then you have a down day. And then you have like deep work to do like on the 9th. And then all of a sudden it's optimistic and happy And then it crashes like on the 14th. 13th is a very optimistic day. 14th is a very frustrating energy. Frustrating because there's many frequencies coming in at once, and it's very hard to attune to the one that you resonate with. So it's just time to practice getting grounded when you feel crazy. And you're going to need that technique on the fourth week, because after that daydreamy 21st day, we come into this swirly spiral energy stronger than ever. And you have days of great insight, great healing, forward motion, stagnancy, frustration, joy, and it's just going to be all over the map. The ultimate thing here is stay heart centered, because that fourth week is going to make sure that you're moving forward based on what your emotions are, not based on what your head tells you you have to do. Do you get the lesson? Just get that lesson for fourth week and you're good to go. There's also the chakra that is most supported for the month of October, and that is going to be the sacral chakra. And I chose good old classic carnelian. This carnelian helps with creativity, it builds confidence, it loves to do that thing where it's like, we're not going to let the unfavorable energies get in the way. We're really going to harness that which is in alignment with you, and we're going to help that going. But I really like the carnelian because it helps with even emotional wounds and healing with emotions. And that ruby fuchsite for the heart, this one is really good with recovery. So anytime that you're making a change, you go through a phase of recovery because you just did something different. And now you're like, oh, I have to understand that process. And now I have to take care of that commitment that I made of doing something different, that change. And so that's called a recovery period. And ruby fuchsite is really good with that. So it'll help you stay in the flow, which is key for all over October. Deep shifts, stay in the flow. Anytime that you're feeling stuck or that you're moving against a wall or against somebody in a conversation or with a concept, that is on you. You need to step back. Step back. Even if you 100% believe that you were right, they're wrong. What are some other funny words that you guys do? I know better for myself. This is what I want. Everybody needs to get out of my way. Whatever you're telling yourself, I step back. Let's try something different this October and follow your spiritual path and follow your emotions. That's going to take you to a much, much higher frequency, a place where you can observe your life from a third perspective. And you're going to make choices that are going to be very different than what you're used to making. It won't be surprising. It will feel very natural to you. And this month, not only does it give you the practice, it's also the place where you can move forward from making decisions from higher self and from high heart energy. The head will be fine. It'll be okay. Don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's talk about some other frequencies that align with the month, like the Hertz is 222. 222 is a universal like flow of energy. 222 is really rejuvenating for emotional energy, and it really helps the body, mind, emotion repair itself. And it's also extremely soothing for brain. So like if you have ADHD, vicious thoughts, if you have cyclical thoughts, I said it right, or if you have OCD, things of that nature, 222, well, you're going to see a change. And when I say listen to the Hertz, I would put it on at night, but I would put it on so low that you can barely hear it. Just barely hear it. And that's the volume I would keep it at. Then, if you're more into like animal totems and spirit animals, the animal that has the best energy, there was actually two, but I chose this one. I chose the frog. I chose the frog over fish. Fish really represent staying in the flow, which is a good thing for the month. But the frog, I mean, the frog goes from a like it's called tadpole, right? What is it first?
The egg.
The egg, the tadpole, and then the frog, right? Or is it like a fish then a frog?
I don't know. There's probably a name for the stage that it's the tadpole with the legs and not the frog yet, but I don't know what that is.
Isn't
Sakura,
it
do you?
like
No.
not a lot of people talk about the metamorphosis of the frog? We talk a lot about it with the butterfly, but not a lot with the frog. And it's like the frog represents like this inner consistency and strength from inside out. I mean, you think about it, it changes its costume and its appearance so many times throughout its life, but everything on the inside has to stay true. And so that's the energy. So whenever you see the frog, it's that step back energy I was talking about. Step back. What's on the inside? Your emotions. Tap into your emotions and move from there. What actions can you take from there? So whenever you see the frog, that's when you know. Step back. Broader perspective. What are my emotions? You know, how well am I connecting to staying in the flow and not making things happen? Because if you're seeing a lot of frogs, I'm going to say you probably have way too many plans for October, and you probably want to shift that up a little bit, make it a little bit more fluid. If you're really into essential oils and smelling good things, then you can use peppermint, lavender, and lemon. Peppermint, lavender, lemon. 3 drops of each. 3 peppermint, 3 lavender, 3 lemon. And this is like the peppermint is a good solar plexus cleanser. It's really great for the tummy itself, but it's also really good to have clarity of thoughts. And you want more of that when you're making these changes and staying in the flow, all the swirly energy. And then the lavender is brightener for the heart and the crown chakra. So that emotional strength to connection of the beyond and beliefs. And then when you use the lemon, it's also a solar plex brightener. In fact, when the solar plexus is being needed, like in the solar eclipse, you're going to have a chance to really look at your belief systems and decide what belief systems are working for you and what aren't, and you can let go of the old ones. Well, lemon quartz will really help with that. Aren't they pretty? Like eyes.
It's like you want to eat them.
That would really hurt somebody's teeth. So lemon quartz is a good brightener. Lemon quartz really enjoys bringing in all the frequencies that excite you and that feed the soul. And it's very good at just kind of repelling or dismissing the other frequencies that aren't going to work for you in whatever situation that you're in. And when we're talking about gridding your bed for the month, I would say get you some lemon quartz. Here's what I would put around your bed. With gridding, you're going to need 4 sets of all of your crystals. So 4 pieces of each kind, and you put 1 set on the corner of each of your bed. And then these crystals, they talk to each other. Their frequencies, they radiate energy, like a little electromagnetic field, their aura, and then they connect to each other. And then all of a sudden you're bathing in that energy the entire time that you're sleeping, which is, I think, passive, wonderful healing. If you wanted to make it a little bit more intense, you could get 5 or 6 groups of crystals and put number 5 beneath the bed so it makes an upside down pyramid. And then you could put 1 above, you could tape it to the ceiling, or if you have an attic above, you can go in the attic and put it down there. Then you get the big pyramid on top. And that will harness a lot of the energy there. So I would put black tourmaline. I would definitely, if you have it, put in selenite. Or you could use a clear quartz, but put a white element in for October. Then your lemon quartz. Oh, that lemon quartz is just going to polish and brighten and protect and keep you like joyful and help clear out some of your thoughts that just get in the way so that you can really connect to what belief systems and perspectives are working for you. That's lemon quartz. You want it. Okay, around those. And so black tourmaline, selenite, or clear quartz, lemon quartz. And then I would also put carnelian. And if you have ruby fuchsite, I would put ruby fuchsite in there. If you don't, that's fine. That's fine. You can just get 1 little piece later and hold on to it. Ruby fuchsite is really good with the recovery aspect. So if you have a lot of hard times, like after you make a choice or a change in life, applying it and feeling uncomfortable with that new shift or or change that you made for yourself, like then I would absolutely invest in some ruby fuchsite. And again, size doesn't matter. But the carnelian would be really great because that will help you with all the creativity bursts and also help soothe some of your emotional, like, this is really hard and this is really fun and this is really hard and this is really fun, because that's October. And so you can imagine with that swirly kind of energy what it's going to do for politics, what it's going to do for economics, and like what it's going to do for like the people all around you, because it's going to be crazy. I know we have questions about that, but I do a deep dive afterwards, and we get into more of the information, like what days are really good for healing, what days are really good for spiritual growth, what days are good to launch your ideas. And then we get into how the energy is going to affect you personally, like those themes rolling in. And the theme is definitely deep shifts. There's plenty of days coming in with deep reflection, looking at your belief systems, connecting to your heart, making those changes. It is a very self month, especially the first 2 weeks. It kind of has a lot of me, but it's like you just like got a new, oh, what's it called when you redo your car?
Oh, like a detail?
You got a full body detail. Like that's October for the first 2 weeks. And then the heart gets through that energy. So the deep dive offers that as well. And then the deep dive also offers if you're a YouTube member, I do a calendar and I write the notes on the calendar, and we do a Google share on the calendar so that you can have that as well. Did I say everything? Because I could say more.
You did. You said everything. I have just a couple questions for clarity for you.
Okay.
Someone was asking, I believe it was Marta, if you can use ruby instead of ruby fuchsite.
No, I would find a green stone. Like you could use malachite. You could use malachite or green adventuring. Adventuring. You could use those too, but I wouldn't use a red one per se, because it is more of a solid heart energy. It's not about complementary energy on the heart. I just like the ruby fuchsite because I like the way that fuchsite works, especially in energy recovery and emotional recovery. And even carnelian works really well with any kind of abuse. So if you're going through what you would consider abuse, like not in alignment with you, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, carnelian helps soothe that kind of energy and brings you back into homeostasis and healing. So carnelian could be that deeper healing energy, and then paired with malachite would be really nice. But if somebody is looking for like a really good happy marriage in the pair of crystals, you could take your lemon quartz and go get some amethyst. These two love each other so much. It's like a constant cuddle bug energy. It's the brightening of the solar plexus, and the amethyst is going to connect you to all like the downloads and the messages from above, but keep you still in a very calm state. So if you tend to get a little wonky, or if you're feeling like this month is cray, because you're just one of those people who's like seeing it that way and it's just shaking up so much, then you can grab some amethyst and pair it with your lemon quartz and put it in your pocket. They make jewelry of that too. Oh, is anybody asking about Bitcoin or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then also, can I add one more?
Yeah.
And I'm going to clear my throat, so everyone excuse me, because I know my microphone is right there. The other question was, is there a replacement for lemon quartz? And then I think they said citrine.
Citrine, true. Citrine packs a different kind of punch. Lemon quartz is a little bit more softer. So I wouldn't do tiger's eye. I wouldn't do bumblebee jasper. I guess citrine is the closest. If you have citrine, it's just going to be a little bit more stronger, and it doesn't necessarily do that kind of brightening element so much. Citrine will really help you bring the work that you need to do to the table. So if you're definitely looking at redoing some belief systems, citrine will definitely hold your hand on that one. Maybe like a yellow calcite. That one's a little bit softer. So when we're looking at crypto or Bitcoin, if you're already invested, keep your money in it. Don't do anything. It's about to grow. If you're wanting to invest, look for it. It's going to have days where it drops pretty low. And when I say drops, it's like when you look at it and it's like it's down 40 something percent or 50%. And that could be some time to buy, but it's a long game because it's still very volatile. But when we come into 2025, more companies are going to look at it as viable payment methods. And so more companies are going to get online. And so it's going to help stabilize it a little bit more. So coming kind of in October, in the swirly energy of October, where there's deep shifts, you can look at when you would like to invest and buy. But I'm not saying go do it today as we're talking, because now is not the day. But it's sporadically through October, November, and then at the beginning of December. And then I would just sit on it. And again, what kind of investment money I'm talking about is the kind of money that you put in there and that you don't need for bills or anything like that. It's just going to sit for a while.
And then just what about the economy in general?
The economy in general is going to start to stabilize. I like it because in the United States, the APR is going to start coming down because it's been so high because inflation, but nobody really wanted to call it inflation, but it was. And then that's going to start to level out. But that we're not going to see the ultimate end of it until probably February or March of next year, but it's going to start coming down in October. So if you're looking at buying a home, I would say during the winter time, like we're coming into, is going to be a really good time because people have been holding on to their homes because properties haven't been moving, and all of a sudden properties is going to start moving because they're trying to invigorate the economy by dropping annual percentage rates. And so if you have credit cards, it's time to call them and say, hey, how about dropping my annual percentage rate? Because they have gone skyrocket, and I think it's highway robbery.
Do
That's
that
just my
now
personal
or
opinion.
later?
Oh, I would do that in October. So there'll be a larger decrease, like coming into the high 4s on annual percentage rates. It'll kind of stay in the high 4s, but it'll slowly move through the 5s from October into November. And then that's when I would start calling in and saying, hey, can you reduce my rate? Can you reduce my rate?
Thank you, Maitland.
You're welcome. Good. So we'll quietly talk about politics in the deep dive.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. I think the deep dive is a great place to do that. Alrighty. So we'll give Jamie a little bit of a break, and we'll see everyone at 1 p.m.
I love this so much. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you really liked it, and share it with a friend. And I'll see you later, alligators.
After a while, crocodile. We got some frog ones.
I got a jog, little frog.
What? That was one of them. That was one of them. And then another one was see you down at the bog, little frog.
I'll see you at the bog, little frog.
And then we have gotta unclog, little frog. I can't say that one.
I don't know what you're unclogging, but I hope you feel better. I love these. See you at dawn, little fawn.
Hit the road, little toad.
Oh, that's a good one too. I would say toads totally go with frogs.
Yep. And
All
hit the road,
frog
happy
species.
toad is another one.
Which one?
Hit the road, happy toad.
Hit the road, happy toad. Winner, winner. I like hit the road, happy toad.
Thank you, Maitland.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy October.